Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a loaf chopping video. I am going to put on gloves again because my nails are like this glitter color. I don't know, let me see if I can get them in the screen here. I have my lenses like turned towards me so I can see it upside down. It's kind of dark, but it's this glitter polish and it chips off so easy. It's the weirdest thing. I've never had a glitter polish that just flies off like this. Let me see if I can get these open. I'm wearing different gloves today. I had my daughter in the back of her car had this hair color kit and it had been in there for a while. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take all the like conditioning stuff out and the gloves, and hey, guess what? I can use the gloves today. So let me just get those on my hands. I've been watching a lot of hoarders lately, so I've really been into chucking stuff if it, you know, serves no purpose or whatever. Okay, we've got one hand gloved. I always feel like Dexter or something when I glove up like this. So I have quite a few. Oh, you know what? I need to set the timer because my camera cuts off at, whoops, crap. My camera cuts off at about 23 minutes, so I want to make sure I have everything. I want to stop it beforehand. So the first thing I'm going to chop up is, sorry, michonne. And I hate to cut this. And I'm not sure how long I'm going to have to microwave it either for, because this thing feels pretty hard. So, oh gosh, this is horrible. Okay, I cannot really, I'm looking at the camera upside down because I've got the little screen flipped. If you guys have a camera, you know what I'm talking about. But anyways, I can't, down. Okay, down. So anyways, this is what the hell are these called? Having a block, no. Super pans. Okay, super pans. I'm off to a great start. So this is michonne. This is, I always forget how to pronounce this. It's Riesling or Riesling and Amazing Grace. Philosophy, Amazing Grace type. I love Amazing Grace. I need to warm some of this again to see how much I like it, because honestly I cannot remember for the life of me. So I did get in a super pan because I wasn't able to get any clams in it for a while. So it had been a while since I had warmed it. And we are back to the old crapper microwave. This is like the crappiest wax chopping video you've ever seen. So yeah, so I pulled out some of my fall loaves and some of my sidekicks from Super Tarts. I think I'm gonna do a VCS half loaf de-stash just on some of the loaves that like I don't feel like are my 100% favorite. It's a lot of wax to have for something that you don't necessarily like love. Like Purple Haze. Purple Haze I'll always keep like in a whole loaf. You know, like that's one that I would not ever de-stash. What else? Just some of my other favorite scents, but there's some things here like this one, this Grandmom Mac and Lancelot and Guinevere, which is juicy blackberries and vanilla lace. I'm not loving blackberries as much as I thought when I bought it. Let's just test this and see how it cuts. So I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, if I just cut them in half and share it, you know, well, not share it, but sell it, see how. Okay, oh, that's nice. Oh, that's nice. Okay, can you see what's happening? All right, so I'm thinking like the scents that I don't absolutely love, I'm just gonna say, you know what, I might just chop half of this and save the other half in case I decide to de-stash it or something if I'm not like loving the scent as much anymore. I don't know. So my daughter was having pictures done yesterday, and we've been prepping for a while to get clothes in check, shoes, you know, when you do senior pictures. This is not senior pictures through the school either. This is through a professional photographer. And so we did a lot of like prepping. And so yesterday was the big day. And we took her out of school, or I took her out of school early, or, you know, had her come home early. And so she left super early because I didn't know, you know, what we would need to do to prep. Like I wanted her to exfoliate her face and moisturize because we're having a makeup artist and a hairstylist come in and do her hair and makeup. That is messy. Super pans are messy because they've got, you know, the decorations on top, but whatever. Okay, so yeah, so we were having hair and makeup done, and yeah, there was a lot of prep work involved. So I get her there about 3:45, and the makeup artist wasn't due to show up till 4. And the photographer was already there. She was just like, you know, just doing her thing. Let me see. Let's cut this Warren's because I need it for my fall. I've got it in my fall bin. I want to cut it up. I only have half a loaf, and the pieces are kind of mismatched. I wonder if I could just cut it. Let's see. I'll just put it in the microwave for a few seconds. I don't think it needs that much time. Oh, really? That's not gonna work. This microwave, I tell you what. I'm gonna stop for just a second because I don't wanna let that go too long because I feel like it's just a really small. Is that even hot at all? Sorry, I know, like, I hate that I can't stop and start again and cut parts out, but it is what it is. All right, spray, you're coming out. Okay, that's gonna drive me nuts. All right, so we get there, and you know, we talked to the photographer for a minute, and while we're sitting there talking, oh, you know what, I need to wipe this off really quick. We're talking, and she gets a call from the makeup artist. Well, the makeup artist is stuck behind an accident on the freeway, which if you get stuck behind an accident on this particular freeway, you're pretty much screwed for like an hour or two. Like, you're going to be stuck there, just totally stopped. So apparently she was totally stopped behind an accident, and so I wasn't worried at that time. I just thought, okay, you know, the photographer didn't seem worried at all. She just seemed like, you know, it'll be fine. She's going to be a little late. It's okay, though. We've got plenty of time. And, you know, whatever. So I leave because, you know, there's nothing really going on at that point. I was just, like, the photographer's, like, literally, like, 2 minutes away from me. So, ooh, this is kind of rough to get through. So she's, like, 2 minutes away from me. So I go home, and I get a text from the photographer, and she says she's still on the highway, and now it's like 4:30. And so she's like, can you call me, or, you know, can we talk? And I'm like, yeah. So I called her, and she's like, I don't, like, she says, we'll give her about 20 more minutes. I said, but if she can't make it, I don't want to rush the photos just because, you know, we have to. You know, I want to give your daughter the time that she deserves. And I don't want to be out there rushing. I said, and she said, sundown at 7:30 or 7:20ish or whatever she said. And she goes, you know, I can take the outside pictures first, and then we can do the indoor stuff later after it's dark. That's totally fine. But she goes, I just don't want to have it rushed because hair and makeup is like an hour and 15, an hour and 20 minutes long. She does hair and makeup. So, yeah. So the pictures got canceled. She texted finally, and she's like, yeah, she's not going to make it in enough time. It's too rushed. So Ashley texted me, and she said, I'm coming home. And I was like, oh, I was so disappointed. I don't, like, you get yourself all amped up for something, and then it doesn't happen. But the good news is she was able to get her rescheduled for Thursday, which is crazy because this lady's booked up until like next year. So I was just like, so now I'm worried again because I'm just like, to get people coordinated, like you're counting on that one person. So there's technically 4 of us that have to be, 3 of us that have to be, no, 4 of us that have to be ready to roll, because if it doesn't all work, then it all falls apart. So the makeup artist is depending on her babysitter to get there. The makeup artist has to get there, and then we need the photographer to be well or nothing to go wrong, you know. So there's just a lot of like variables, and it makes me nervous. So I don't know, we should have got pictures done a long time ago, technically speaking, but I wasn't really thinking about it. So this is Pita. I have 2 sidekicks of this, and this is one of my favorite scents ever. Probably gonna end up mixing this with some Cider Lane stuff because French Baguette goes well with Cider Lane, so that's what they look like. Super, super cute. And then the second one, I think I got both of these in, I think I got one in a D-stash and one in the overstock sale that she had at some point. So there they are. I'm just gonna put them in at the same time. Oh, they smell so good. So anyways, I'm just hoping tomorrow is gonna go, today's Wednesday, I'm hoping tomorrow is just gonna go smooth and things will go well. But yeah, I was really excited when we got there. She was talking to me about where they were gonna go and like the different locations she had scouted out, and my daughter wanted like a water element in her pictures, and the photographer found a really cool creek. So I was super stoked, and then yeah. But anyways, yesterday was also September 11th, and so I was like, you know what, I'm like, that's really dumb to get upset about, you know, something like that on a day like today. You know, there's people grieving and people that are still dealing with mental illness and PTSD and loss of loved ones, and just the, oh jeez, just like the country as a whole, you know, still grieves. I was talking to a friend, and I was telling her, I'm like, yeah, I shouldn't be, you know, complaining on a day like today. And she was like, what? She's like, you mean, do you have like an anniversary today? Like, she was talking about like the death of my daughter, like that anniversary. And I was like, no. I'm like, do you know what today is? And she's like, I haven't looked at a calendar today. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, think about it for just a minute. And she finally realized. I was like, sister. So yeah, I did post a video yesterday as well, and I apologize. I was not really thinking. I scheduled some of my videos out. If I had like made the video on the yesterday, I definitely would have put it up, but I wasn't really thinking when I scheduled it out. I just schedule, and what happens is when you schedule a video, it automatically sets it for the next day, and that's what it did, and I didn't really pay attention to it. So I apologize if anyone was offended that I posted a video yesterday. Very inappropriate, I think. You know, if I had been thinking, which I was kind of consumed with other things, I wouldn't have posted a video. So again, I apologize if anyone was offended by that. Like, I should have given the day, you know, for all of us to grieve and whatnot. I still, like, there are still days, like on September 11th, probably a couple of years ago, I had like a total breakdown in my car. They were playing that song, and I can't remember who the hell sings it, but it has the, it's got the song and then the audio voices over of like some of the victims and some of the first responders, and George Bush talking, George W. Bush saying his speech, and I've lost it. Like, I freaking just lost it. I was just like, every time I see those images on TV, I remember the day, like what I was doing. I was on a military base, actually. And I remember my husband calling me and telling me, he was like, do you have any plans going anywhere on base today? And I'm like, no, I don't think so. And he's like, well, don't plan on going anywhere. He's like, the base is on total lockdown. I was like, okay. I didn't know at the time what was going on. I remember I woke up, we were in California, and it was, let's see, it was like 7:30 my time, so it was like 9:30 in New York, I think. So the first building had already been hit. And to be honest, I wasn't really familiar with the World Trade Center. I remember I didn't know like what went on there. Like I didn't know how many people were in there. I know that sounds totally naive and stupid, but I didn't know. I've never been there. I didn't know much about it. I'm gonna do this one. Coconut Cola Marzipan Cookies. And this is another sidekick that everybody raved about from the Christmas sampler from last year, the Advent calendar. I really hate to cut this one up because it's chicken wings. So, and celery sticks. And then it looks like nuggets on the side. Can you guys see that? This one just, I don't know if I want to cut this one up. I might really want to buy this one as is, but I'm going to do it anyways and warm some. So anyways, I was sitting there and I was just like glued to the TV, like just staring at this building and listening to the people talk. And I just remember I didn't comprehend how many people were in the building, that people actually worked there. I don't know what I was thinking. I know y'all can call me stupid, whatever. I didn't know. I was much younger at the time too as well, so I had never been to, well, I'd been to New York, but I was like 6 or 7 when I had been. So I didn't know there was people in there. I didn't know there was a daycare. I didn't know there were all these office buildings. I didn't know anything. So I remember asking my husband, I'm like, oh my God, how many people are in that building right now? You know, I remember thinking it was like a tourist area. You know, I thought maybe there were just tourists there. So then later on, I finally found out how many people were in there as events unfolded and things like that. And then I remember sitting there watching the TV screen, and all of a sudden that second plane came, and I was like, wait, whoa, what's going on? Like, I remember they caught it right on camera, that second plane going right into the building. And I just remember seeing that, like it was live. It was freaking live. And I was just like, what the hell is going on? Like, what? No, this can't be happening. Like, there's no way that 2 planes just accidentally, run into the second building. Like, so then, all the, like, people start talking and the news starts going, and I just remember that week I was glued to the TV probably for about a good 2 weeks. I was just, watching the news over and over and over again, just people talking about what happened, and, them finding out things as events unfolded, and finding out how many lives were lost, and then seeing that building fall. Like I just remember being in like total shock and stunned, and yeah, again, I never comprehended, how many people were in there, that there was daycares in there with children. And then, of course, you have the firefighters and all the people that are, running up stairs to go rescue people. And I'm getting teary thinking about, like the firefighters that ran up the stairs while people were running down and doing their job to save these people's lives, and knowing what they were running into, but they still did it anyways. And oh God, I'm crying. Just And then that one fire, the one fire station that we learned. This is not supposed to be a cheery video. And then that one fire station that we learned, that was like they lost most of their guys, and I just remember thinking, oh my gosh, I just can't even imagine. But anyways, so I wasn't even gonna go into that. I don't even know why I started talking about that, but I think I was talking about losing it in the car a few years ago. But yeah, so this was supposed to be a Q&A, but I kind of just thought the first part would be would be just a kind of a talk, but I'm almost at the end here, so I'm gonna jump and go ahead and do part 2. I'm gonna microwave this real quick. This is order of the Warrens. So I'm gonna chop this bad boy up. This is the one with the warm campfire note with the Warren scent. So I'm gonna microwave it and then I'll be back for part 2. Okay, I'll see you guys in a minute.